Hello and welcome back to Direct Strike, where today I've already messed up. But you know what? It's okay. We could just go for a more economic heavy build. So this is the weekly Brawl. Welcome back. I have returned. I was off traveling away, and this marks my first video back from my trip. And we are going to be highlighting this week's weekly Brawl. And then first up in the mutation, we have Gridlock, and this is the reason why I've already messed up doing things right. Is that the extractor and the tier upgrades, like the economy upgrades and the tier upgrades, they share a cooldown. So now I have to wait 90 seconds before gaining access to my my technology options, which is great. I'm going to be not doing anything for a little bit. But next up, we have one of the favorite mutations around here, one of the more popular ones, definitely one that comes around very often, is the hollowed stage. So parts of our stage provide various buffs, and we're going to be abusing the living daylights out of that, especially against our Swan opponent here. I've gone ahead and placed Kerrigan in the hollowed assault area, which gives Kerrigan additional 25% energy regeneration, as well as some weapon speed and weapon damage buffs. And that's so I can play around with her some more, have some more microable abilities. That's going to be a difficult word to say over and over again. And last, but definitely not least, is the final mutation, and it is Tychus Homebrew. Units gain the effects of stim and combat drugs. Well, that basically means that all of our units are in double speed. They gain like double movement speed as well as 33-ish% weapon and attack speed, which is kind of a lot. And so when we get to something like, say, for example, Hydralisks, well, Kerrigan Hydralisks already have their own stim, so they're already gaining like 30% attack speed, and then plus the additional 30% attack speed from the Tychus Homebrew, and then plus the additional set attack speed from, the, what is it called, the Creep Tumor buff, and I think I actually need to put mine there as well. Let me go ahead and drop mine. I'm not sure if I can use the allies buff, because the attacks, the Creep Tumors give out nearby, my nearby units the 10% attack speed, which is quite nice. And we're going to combine that with the additional Hollowed Assault, which is another 8% attack speed. So this is going to bring the Hydralisk down to about 5 attacks per second, or up to about 5 attacks per second, which is kind of a lot of attacks per second. And that's what we're going to be doing. And we're going to be rolling over anything that dares hope or dream to have a chance at being alive. That's not me. I need to see if Kerrigan gains the buff here. Because Kerrigan doesn't gain the buff just for being on creep that has to be near a creep tumor. So we'll see if I gain the buff for being near an allied creep tumor. I do! That's convenience, I think. I think I do. I suspect I do. Yes, that is me. Okay, things are fine. Science has been done. We have learned, and now we're hitting. Kerrigan is hitting. Jesus, minus 0.63 attacks. Oh, jeez, wow, that's a lot. Okay, let's go ahead and put our Hydras down. Start this process. We're also going to be doing things like Lurkers, because Lurkers are this same kind of attack buff. It's just AoE destruction, and this is going to change the layout of this match a little bit, because we're going to go from barely losing to winning super hard, and it's going to be beautiful. And they're going to be like, what just happened? Well, what happened is Hydras, and I need to actually give you your Frenzy ability. Oh, that's not 33. That's plus 50% attack speed, so let's see. That's 50 plus 33 plus 10 plus 8. That's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. Alright, so we don't have any attack upgrades just yet. I do want to get an extra attack, because this match is probably going to go a while. Alright, let's see how well these Hydras do now. Versus Dragoons. Yep, look at it spaz. The animation just kind of like glitches out. It spazzes so much. Look at that. And suddenly everything here is just gone. There we go. Buy all the things. Look how quickly the HP on all these structures just disappears. Welcome to this is a mess is what this is. So teammate did that. I'm gonna do this to mirror. There we go. Let's go ahead and get an attack upgrade for bonus attack damage. I do want to get Ultralisks, because Kerrigan Ultralisks, they have a vampiric effect where they absorb the life of anything they attack, and absorbing the life of, well, everything, because they attack super fast at this double double stim pack upgrade as well as movement speed is just kind of nice. It's just kind of keeps them alive for a super long time, much longer than you'd expect them to be alive. And I'm okay with this. Okay, let's jump you in here. There we go. There you go. Hydra's evaporating everything. Thank you. Let's make these go away. And then everything else. The fire bats actually do a fair amount of damage to us, mostly because they are fire bats. Fire bats just kind of hurt a lot. Okay, next up, I'm going to want to be adding a bunch of lurkers in here. I'm going to fill this area over here with lurkers. Do I want Kerrigan? Eventually, I'm going to put Kerrigan in back. And then I'm going to be adding some Ultra-Lisks to the middle segment, because the middle segment adds additional armor to my units. It's like the tank segment, and I want the Ultra-Lisks to be super tanky. I could give them the additional attack speed for the secondary effect of having additional vampiric effects, life gain, if you will. But I want to be I want to have it such that they just have extra armor. The extra armor, I think, is going to be a bit better of a bonus here. Kerrigan, good. I didn't want them stacking on me. That's a lot of Goliaths. Alright, you are a siege tank, and you need to be shot. Okay, well, it turns out Hydralisks just kind of vaporize the siege tanks. How quickly does this photon cannon go away? Answer? Well, not as fast as my Hydralisk went away. Okay, let's go ahead and do this, and lurker time. Save up. Put that on autocast. Who's upgrading? You upgrading to tier 3? Okay, so we're probably going to be seeing some ultras or maybe some broodlords out of that Kerrigan. So I do like the idea of spreading out these creep tumors, though the next one needs to be like right here and over here. The joys of having multiple Kerrigans on a team, because as we just discovered, or at least I just figured out, I'm sure somebody else knew before me, that I can in fact use allied creep tumors, so I don't have to just keep it straight down the middle. Oh, also, side effects of getting tier 3, you get access to the giant stun everything ability, which is quite nice. Okay, do I want Zerg armor upgrades? Yes, but not right now. Okay, you need to go over here, and then over here. Thank you, make the siege tanks go away. The Hydras versus siege tanks. Doesn't usually favor the Hydras. Turns out I just have a lot of Hydras. Okay. Enemy doesn't have scan, or enemy has scan but no natural detection, so we should be able to get a few hits off here. There we go. Just deal a lot of splash damage. Unfortunately, the splash damage, well, it's not lined up in a way that's significantly beneficial to us. We kind of wanted to stack all the same units. If they're standing literally on top of us, we get a kind of radial firing pattern rather than a parallel firing pattern that makes them all hit the same target. But it is what it is. Still a lot of splash damage was dealt. Are you full cracklings yet? You are full cracklings. Okay, nice. That's probably going to be the difference between us. Ooh, come on. Okay, well, it's not going to work. I think I could push through here. If I clean this out fast enough, should be able. Okay, wow. Okay, that's we need something to tank those hits. Let's go ahead and get up to tier 3. The ultras can't come soon enough. Alright. Remember that he is the Swan Commander, so going for something like Mutalisk it'll work on everything he has there until he gets Science Vessels, because Mutalisks really don't like irradiate. Oh, that's a lot of Reapers. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of dead Reapers too. Okay. Those Honor Guards do so many terrible things to the Reapers, but if you leave the Reapers unchecked for too long, that's just gonna end it. Let's go ahead and slide this right over here. Just mass creep everything out. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I think my Kerrigan ally realized that, yeah, there's the Science Vessel. Okay. Next up, time for lots of Ultralisks, and the Ultras are gonna run sideways to the group here. Let's run you over here. Just vaporize that tank, please. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. Now, how much damage do these do? Quite a lot. Got rid of a lot of the dudes. But now it's time to make sure that they live forever. Ultra time. So I still need to get the upgrades for these guys, notably the armor and also the vampiric upgrade. So let's give them +2 armor, and then the burrow charge ability, and then hidden behind the burrow charge ability is the vampire life drain ability. I don't know why I keep calling it vampiric. I think it's a World of Warcraft thing, or rather just Warcraft in general. Those Zerglings doing terrible things. I'm so not used to relying on Zerglings for things. There's so many options to counter them. Like, I could put some Zerglings in the back, but honestly, they just don't have the damage output of things like Hydras. I'd rather just invest into Hydras or more Ultras. Like, look at my allies' Ultras. They're doing... Just the 4 Ultras is enough to break that entire line. It's just gone. Alright. Hydras, clean everything up. Didn't clean everything up. Lurkers, however, oh no, the Hydras, they did clean everything up. Okay. That's just how much damage they have. It's like playing Counter-Strike with an aimbot. Or like Apex Legends. Ooh. Apex Legends with an aimbot, just slaughtering everything in front. Alright, well, rip the Lurkers, rip the dream. Alright, time for you to get Carapace upgrades. I want to focus the Carapace upgrades first, that way our Ultralisks live longer. And that way the Hydralisks in turn live longer. You need to be placed right there. There we go. Yep, he has the 5 armor, +2 melee. He has +2 melee. I have no melee upgrades, but I do have more ranged units. Look at this thing. It's just healing. It's healing. Okay, now it got hit pretty hard. Probably the Swan tanks. Yeah, the Swan tanks. I hit so hard. Swan has the extra upgrade to make them deal that much more damage. But oh boy. Alright. Alright, Zerg Spaz attackers. Clear up all the things, please. Yep, there we go. Just 4 Lurkers. 4 Lurkers survived that. Only because they're invisible. Oh, I have 2 Hydras that survived that. Where did you guys come from? Late to the party. That's where they came from. Let's get a couple more of these guys in here. I get one more before the wave starts. Maybe. Come on, just one more. There we go. Then plus missile attack. I'm going to slide you right here and you right here. That way I can fit 2 more Lurkers right over here within the appropriate zone. And then we can just crash on to the front. I don't even know if my 3rd gas is paid off yet, because this game is looking pretty dicey. We don't have much damage left, so I don't think we're gonna take the base here. But it's looking real bad. And yeah, this opponent is focused a bit more on anti-air, and now there's Ultras on the base, and everything is getting hit really hard, and there's Lurkers on the base. The Hydras just look at the base and spaz it into non-existence, so that's going to be the end of that round real quick. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop right back into one more of them. And this time I'm going to be playing as Tychus, mostly because Tychus is just kind of fun to play around with. Anytime you have these passive bonuses, things like extra armor or life per second and cooldown reduction, so we might be able to use the Tychus grenade twice in one Tychus spawn, which would be kind of cool. Also, Tychus doesn't suffer as much from this whole gridlock mutation. Because you don't really need tier 3 that much, so it's like, whatever. Okay, upgrade this. Good. Alright, so I'm up against a Han and Horner, who is... Han and Horner. Okay. So I'll have to be dealing with a lot of aircraft and armored... Alright, I could deal with that. Probably gonna need a Vega as well as a couple rattlesnakes. By a couple, I mean like 4 rattlesnakes. Like all the rattlesnake in the world to deal with this airborne nonsense. There we go. Alright, rattlesnake time. And I can hang on the refineries without having to worry about upgrading to tier 3. I'm gonna need tier 3 to upgrade my rattlesnakes with the AoE, but that'll come later. For now, just rely on Tychus and Han and Horner not having anything to deal with me. At least for the first couple waves. Give my team the sweet middle income bonus. Looks like I have an ally that's going mass Rainer Bio. Rainer Bio is pretty much the I don't know if you want to call it the meta, but basically the meta for this particular brawl. I'm just gonna let them all bunch up and then boom. There we go. Nice. 12 kills, 1 grenade. Just give them all. Slap ya here. Nice. Eventually he's got to transition out of those Reapers, because those Reapers won't actually solve his problem. very long. In fact, they're not going to solve this problem much at all. Considering he's still going for them, he's probably just trying to bait me into getting things that deal with the Reapers and then switching them out into something like anything else. But we'll see how that goes. Actually, how much range do the Reapers have? I think more range than the Serious Explosion. Well, then again, they're also ranged, so they won't get within range of the Serious Explosion if at all possible. But let me check on that again. Yeah, Rainer Bio, so strong. So strong. Just the additional armor. Just the additional armor and damage upgrades to this. Okay, so what are the range on these guys? Range 5? Yeah, no, that's serious death rattle explosion. Not gonna save things here. Throw that away. There we go. No more of those. The thing about Haunted Horner is he can do things like make a bunch of those and then wait for me to counter it and then sell them all off because that's Haunted Horner's passive thing. Alright, so let me get one more of these guys. And then for my tank, I'm going to want either... I'm going to want a Blaze or a Cannonball. I think Cannonball is going to be better here. Because Cannonball will work better versus the Immortals of the next player's unit. Or the next player's commander. Because those Immortals, they just have a ability that deals flat 200 damage, yes, so I need something tanky. But they also have just basic immortal things, namely bonus damage to armored, so I don't really want Blaze. And he's not going to be going for a lot of light units, I don't think. He does have some Sentinels, but I don't think it's anything I can't deal with my, well, Rattlesnake, AoE, as well as Tychus. There we go. Yeah, he needs to transition out of that sooner than later, because he's not doing anything. He's just baiting me to go for things. That's what he's doing. That, or he's just silly and doesn't realize that he's throwing his teammate under the bus. Haha! I've just cleared 2 waves. Well, once these Sentinels go away, it'll be 2 full waves cleared. Bye, Sentinels. Okay, so that's 2 full waves cleared. So we're officially stacking, and stacking at the enemy base at the 420 mark. So that's gonna be dangerous. Ah, little minds. Let's go ahead and get this guy. Just put him in the back, right here, with some detection. Sonic projector. No. Let me do this, and then I'll start going to tech level 3. So we can start dealing with start bringing out the splash damage. Alright, so the Ravens. Alright, so this, is he really just gonna go mass? Because this is not going to work. Like, watch what happens to all of your units right now. This is going to be satisfying. Boom! Wave gone. That was an entire wave. He needs to transition out of that yesterday. Like, I'm not falling for it. It's not going to happen. Mind control on this. Once I get the AoE on my Rattlesnakes here, then all those Zealots will vanquish super fast. Not quite as fast as those Reapers disappeared, but also it's super fast. Do I want another one of these? Yeah, just get another Rattlesnake. I mean, he's not stopping me. And I do have anti-air, kind of. Once he fields any noticeable amount of aircraft, then I'll get the Vega Sonic Matrix net to bring them down into range of my... He's not even spreading them out. So you can kinda... I mean, not actually spreading them out wouldn't even work because they all bunch together because they have units to shoot. Okay, well, you guys get to see round 2 of the Great Vanquishing. Alright, come on. Boom! Goodbye. 26 eliminations on Tychus. 1 click. Alright, I need the AoE to deal with these Marines. But also, I want this guy here. And to make sure he doesn't get too far ahead, I'm going to get the Sonic Projector to bring down the air units and cause my Rattlesnakes to stop running forward, as well as my Boswell. And then Tier 2 is going to come up, and then Tier 3, and then the AoE on them, so that I can actually deal with the Zealots. Alternatively, I could get a Blaze. Don't think that's going to be the correct option here. So we're not going to see a whole lot of damage out of things that are vulnerable to Blaze. That's a lot of Widow Mines. They do not live long enough to deal enough damage to the Tychus wave. Okay. Now, these Mass Reapers will work decently well versus everything else. Unfortunately, they're about as irrelevant as can be versus, well, Tychus. Hey, I blew my load a little bit early. Nice. Okay, so... yeah. Yeah, that's why you don't want to blow your load early, because the Reapers can actually deal some damage. And we didn't clear this wave. No! This is fine. It's not that big of a deal at all. We are very far ahead. My teammates have gassed pretty hard. I cannot wait to get to tier 3 and then get all the goodies. Yeah, let me not spend resources, like, at all. That way I can have enough money to buy all of the gear all at once. So it'll be another 30 seconds before I can get to tier 3, and then another, was it 45 seconds to 35 seconds to complete tier 3. Do the Reapers just lose here? Because the Vikings will have AoE, and the Viking AoE actually cleans up the Reapers pretty well. Yeah, the Reapers just straight lose here. So that's indicator that he needs to transition out of that. Like there's no more coming back. If the Reapers aren't working versus the wave that you're building against and versus the waves that you're not building against, time to move on. Come on, Rattlesnakes, do your thing. Okay, well, Annihilators, Immortals, good units. This is fine. Alright, so we've got 600. That's still not enough for all the tier 3s, but it'll help. Once we get the AoEs on this guys, then the Zealots all clump together will start vanishing. And then they won't be able to tank for the Immortals, and the Immortals will die because Rattlesnake hits like a truck. 80 damage per hit and hits once every 0.7 seconds. Oof, and we don't even have the bonus 20% additional damage from having the aggression mixed into the stim pack. Alright, come on. Oh no, I didn't autocast. That's bad. Uh-oh. Go ahead, land. Okay, so we win anyways, even without landing the Tychus grenade. Which is good to know. Do you have AoEs? You do have AoE. Now those Zealots don't even make it to us. And we can start... Okay, well, that's a lot of Annihilators. This is why Karax is very good versus Tychus. Annihilators are a good unit. I am taking this off of autocast. I was just manually taking it off every round. Missed it that time. Almost cost me my wave. Things are fine. Oh dear. Now, this is kind of more what I expect. Just mass Widow Mine with some Deimos Viking support. Yeah, Deimos Vikings, they beat Rainer Vikings 1v1. But they don't scale as well, so the Rainer Vikings will win eventually. There's so many units in one clump. It's so pretty. So much grenade fruit, guys. Boom! 24 kills, 1 grenade. It's so much fun. Alright. How do you hold up? Yep. This is the same kind of scenario that you have to deal with when you're versus Nova, where these Immortals just have a super strong Alpha Strike, and you just need mass. Just sheer HP in order to tank it. Otherwise you lose your wave. And those Immortals are enough to pretty much wipe out most of my wave. Certainly the remnants, as you guys have seen. So I have to have a bit more tanky dudes. Things like Blaze with the shields or Boswell. Boswell, I think, is the better solution here because Boswell can actually interrupt the Alpha Strike of those Immortals. And also because he's cheaper, relatively. Because in order for Blaze to have that bonus, he needs to have the tier 4 upgrade, which costs a lot. Alright, 25 with that one. Ooh, so much damage. Is he getting more Sentinels? He's getting more Sentinels, isn't he? At least I take 1 life off of all those Sentinels. And the Alpha Strike of the Annihilator. So the Alpha Strike... And that... With the Annihilator Alpha Strike used, the energy laser beam cannon, that just means Dahaka is free to tank forever. So this Dahaka unit doesn't die, and then he's free to stack, and all these creeper hosts have a super easy time. Teamwork is fun, boys. I do want another Boswell. I do desperately want another Boswell. How many kills does Tychus have now? 182. Alright, this is fine by me. Yeah, I think he's at a point with the Rainer Vikings. He's just got far too many of them. You're not claiming the skies. And then those poor Reapers are going to try to get in the way. And they're going to die. Or they're being... Nope. They live because the Vikings didn't shoot at them. Okay. Boom. Which one of you stole all those Reaper kills? Probably not, no. Tychus didn't get all those Reapers. Someone took a bunch of them. I don't know who it was, because all of my units immediately died to those Annihilator laser beams. So if you guys are wondering how to beat Tychus as Carex, you just build Annihilators and get the additional laser beam ability on him. It just kind of vaporizes everything Tychus has. The only way Tychus could deal with it is by getting the additional HP buff from the armor upgrades here, but I'm not about to get that for the few units I have just yet. Well, these are cheap. I could get this one and just one attack upgrade because it's super cheap. But I desperately need just more HP. At this point, it's better for me to spend the 600 for a new outlaw than it is for me to get the upgrades. 10% across 6-7 outlaws is not as much as the additional 1,000 from just getting a new Rob Boswell in here. Come on. He has no anti-air. Fortunately, Vikings don't do well versus Annihilators. So that's the end of those. Next up, I want another Rob Boswell. How many? This is what, 2 spawns? Hasn't gotten any kills? Well, I mean, it's fine, I guess. The reason I haven't gotten I've gotten bad instead of another Boswell is just I just need the damage. Like if I can get a couple hits off of on those Annihilators before things go sideways, then we can obliterate them. Because I mean, you guys saw it. Those Rattlesnakes, they hit super hard. I already have Vega. Why must you battle? Your build... Okay, well, I mean, it's kind of working, so I guess I can't critique it too hard, but it's really not. Alright. There you go. Hey! You got a couple of Immortals down. So we actually did a lot of damage that wave. There's no Colossi that survived. Only 3 Immortals survived that mess. So Dahaka is going to have a super easy just walk through this. And the stack is going to be real off of this one. Yeah, those mines are good at unstacking, but he's got a lot of hosts in here. And those things are going to live. Okay, time for another Boswell. Just toss you right back here. Additional stun. There we go. Kind of tempted to get a Tychus grenade upgrade, but I don't think we really need it. If I get Tychus grenade plus Nux Storm, maybe? I could do it. And with the Nux upgrade for the bonus recharge, bonus cooldown time, could help us get out a second grenade, maybe. That could be useful. Oh, so many lasers. Alright, so now you can see it. Just a couple hits came in from the Rattlesnake and just wiped out several Annihilators. That's what we were looking for here. Sentinels. They live so long. Well, they really don't live long. They just revive. So we keep killing them and they just keep coming back. 210 kills on Tychus. It's so good, guys. Alright, if I were to get a Blaze with tier 3, how would that help? It would help versus the Sentinels. But I don't think he'd live long enough. I think it's just almost time for us to start going mass into the HP upgrades to invalidate those, invalidate as many of those laser beams as possible, many of those Annihilators as possible. Ah, looks like he's gone full switch into air. Okay, this is what I was waiting for. So we already got that, so now we could just drag them to the ground and clean all of that up. So now with them being dragged to the ground more often, we should have a bit more cohesive of a front line. I hope, I think, theoretically. All these guys should stay in one spot. These guys will jump ahead, and then we want you to move forward now. There we go. That way you can drag things to the ground and have our frontline melee units not run too far ahead. I'm gonna want another Vega here. But I think a Nux with bonus abilities is going to help us out here. Because the Nux, his ultimate gear makes all the other cooldowns come off faster. And he also has Psionic Storm. It's not actually called Psionic Storm, but it's Psionic Storm anyways. And +1 on BCs. Jeez. +1 on 260 damage. Yeah. Actually, attack speed should help. Are those even gonna live? Nope. Rainer Vikings are good. Alright, grenade over here where all the melee units are. Alright, so now we have the rattlesnakes hitting annihilators. There we go. Now those annihilators are disappearing. And the base is being hit, and that is gonna be the end. GG. Alright guys, if you like giant Tychus grenade explosions, make sure to hit that subscribe button because we have more videos like this coming out very soon. But for now, I'll see you guys later.